Here I am 7 years later, really as a testament of what it can be, or what can mean to have a friend come alongside you in a really vulnerable time. That whatever you're going through, you're not alone, that you're never unrelatable, that you're always worthy of love and an audience. So my name's Chad Moses. I work in music and events at To Write Love in Our Arms. If you haven't heard of us, we're a nonprofit organization. We exist to present hope and find help for anyone struggling with depression, addiction, self-injury, and suicide. We started 9 years ago, really by accident, really just trying to help our friend and tell her story. It was a story about finding help. Our friend Renee, she was struggling with cocaine addiction and self-injury. And the story was written about her first 5 days in recovery. It was a story about community coming around her to keep her safe, keep her in good company, and help her through, make sure that she knew that she wasn't alone on this journey that she was about to go on. As Renee's story was unfolding, I had a story that was unfolding as well that really was kind of harmonic with that. These words, depression, addiction, self-injury, thoughts of suicide, they all resonate in my life, and I was able to make it through that with the help of some really dear friends. So the hope was to pay it forward. The hope was that the crap in my life could positively affect someone else. So here we are 9 years later, here I am 7 years later, really as a testament of what it can be, or what can mean to have a friend come alongside you in a really vulnerable time. That whatever you're going through, you're not alone, that you're never unrelatable, that you're always worthy of love and an audience. If you think about people in your life that have struggled, or maybe even your own story where you've been through some valleys, so often we ask in retrospect, hey, why didn't you ask for help? And we normally hear two answers. One, I didn't know I was allowed to ask for help, or two, I didn't know who to ask. So the idea is that we can be a bridge to connect people that are looking for help to that help. As To Write Love in Our Arms, we're not trying to end depression. We're not trying to end addiction, self-injury, or suicide. We don't know if we can even do that, but I can let you know that your life is important, that your story is important, that ever since you came to this world, I haven't taken a breath without you in it. For all I know, this world stops spinning without you here. Keep fighting. We need you here. You are worthy of having that help. You're not beyond hope. So it has to be a one-to-one issue, that if I'm not here to support you, then we're never going to see a difference on a grand scale. So our goal from day one has been to be wherever people naturally come together. 80,000 campers, 140,000 unique bodies here. Right behind me, you see a list of stories. I asked people on day one, what's the one thing you wish you could say? Maybe to yourself or to a stranger, to a friend or a family member. And Bonnaroo responded in a really beautiful and honest way, just like I knew they would. And now we're asking people to come back in and take the one thing that they really needed to hear. Why Bonnaroo? Because I knew that Bonnaroo was going to respond. Why Bonnaroo? Because I knew people were going to be here. Why Bonnaroo? Because I know that this conversation is going to outlast Bonnaroo. That if you can connect to someone anonymously on paper at Bonnaroo, then I know that you can connect with someone back home face to face with a sense of consistency and intentionality. If you're curious about who we are, what we do, you can find us online at twloha.com. We're all over social media. We're not hard to find. So yeah, if you have any questions whatsoever, if it's just about who we are, what we do, or if it's about finding help, please use us as kind of a launching point.